We're talking about the baby of the newest Realme 6 line, the Realme 6i. If you're confused as to why there seems to be like a number of Realme 6s out there, let me break it down for you. The Realme 6 line is Realme's powerful bang for buck mid-range line. So in this review, we figure out what the Realme 6i can do, what the compromises are, if any, for this sub 10,000 peso phone. That's sub $200 for those of you outside of the Philippines. So here's the tea. The green tea. The Realme 6i comes in two colors, green tea and white. Now, this green tea isn't really my cup of tea, pun intended, but some people like it. Designed by none other than Muji designer Naoto Fukasawa, also the same designer of that onion-themed Realme phone. Lol, yeah, there's an onion-themed Realme phone and I saw it in person and it was pretty. Who would have thought it would be so cool? Right, back to the Realme 6i. That design levels up the phone's looks considering it's a plastic back. I've always appreciated Realme's efforts to spruce up what otherwise would be a boring looking phone. And plastic back and all, it's a solid feeling phone with a good weight. It doesn't feel flimsy or cheap. Up front, there's a teardrop notch, which honestly I'd rather not have on a phone. Power to the punch hole. I mean, well, I still don't like the punch hole, but I'd rather not have either. But then again, this is a sub 10k device, so that's forgivable. That screen is okay, usually what you get on budget-friendly phones too. Like, it's nothing special at 720p, but it's fine and it's bright. Good enough for watching shows on. Just keep your hands out of those speakers way, or better yet, plug in those earphones because there is an audio jack. Actually, yeah, I'd suggest this. We don't have the best speakers on this, but it can get pretty loud. The Realme 6i runs on Realme UI, which I happen to like. It's simple, clean, non-clunky, not trying to be iOS, and there's start mode. I must say it now. This isn't the fastest, most responsive Realme phone I've tried. What I have here is the 4GB 128GB storage version, which is the more powerful of the 6i variants. This phone runs on the new MediaTek Helio G80 processor, but for some reason it isn't running as fast as it should or I thought it would. It might be software that hasn't been optimized, but I can't be sure. Like, it isn't bad, but let's just say that the experience when using this phone is near the Realme C3, which is their recently released budget phone. And when you use this phone, you'd definitely be able to feel the difference between this and, let's just say, another supposed more expensive mid-range phone like, the video coming soon too. I will say though that I have no problems with casual gaming and I was able to play Asphalt 9 on normal mode. And I was still able to play PUBG on this no problem. Ah! Crap. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm not a huge gamer. Ah! Crap. Well, at least not like how other reviewers are. I usually like games with cute graphics and things in it. And so I've decided to add a segment to my video so I could show off all these cute games I've discovered. Anyway, welcome! And for today's cute game, or TCG, yeah! Okay, that was too much. This is Rilakkuma Farm. You probably have seen Rilakkuma Bear if you're into cute kawaii things, so yeah, it's him! In this game, you basically grow your own crops, harvest them to make food and drink and snack. And look, I even have a dock by the beach. And just all around decorate the place as the cute characters laze around and play. Oh my god, the bear is on the swing. I've been losing my mind over this game. And I've been on the Realme 6i non-stop. And oh my god, look at my farm, it's so cute. Look at those pink trees. This thing's battery is packed with 5,000 milliamp hours of power. And I mean, obviously, that's gonna last you more than a whole day. For me, it lasted like 2 days. Then again, I was just in the house with Wi-Fi, but this was still inspired me watching YouTube and playing Rilakkuma non-stop. Lol, I'm like on what level now? And it's only been like 3 days since I started playing this game. Again, look at how good looking my farm is. Anyway, yes, this phone also has a game space where you can adjust the settings for the games you play, optimize everything else, make sure you don't get messages that disturb your gameplay. It also offers this swipe up bar for quick use while you're in the game itself. Also, this thing has a USB-C port for charging, which is great considering it is a more affordable device. I love that they're starting to put USB-C on everything now. Charging got me from 0 to 92% in 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's 7% in 10 minutes, 11% in 16 minutes, 41% in an hour, and 76% in 2 hours. Of course, when I got to 92%, I unplugged it because I needed to play my game. In terms of casual gaming, I have no issues. Rilakkuma and friends are happy and thriving. The true star from this 4-camera rear setup is the 48 megapixel shooter. From last year's Realme 5 and Realme 5i, this is mainly what got upgraded in terms of cameras. Photos are awesome when it comes to ideal situations. There's Chroma Boost, which can saturate images, and also it uses AI to make sure that your photos are looking on point. HDR can be pretty good on this phone too. There's a wide-angle camera. It takes okay shots, also the same with a dedicated macro camera. There's also a portrait mode, and it's okay too. It's not perfect, but there's nothing in this world that's perfect, and most especially not bokeh cutouts on smartphones. Like I said in my unboxing, this phone can do up until 10x zoom. Again, these are not super zoom cameras on a budget device, but I will say that this phone does seem to do more capable zooms than other phones in the bracket. Given perfect conditions and not too far away subjects, even the 5X can shoot okay photos. There's a night mode, it's okay. It seems to highlight the dark areas of a photo, nothing drastic though, and I'd suggest sticking to night mode only on the main cameras. Selfies can be great on here. From the Realme 5 and the Realme 5i, this is something that's also improved. These cameras. I also love the beauty mode on here. So it has AI settings, but it has so many different options you can check out. Like for example, I can make my chin a little smaller, make my eyes bigger, smoothen my face, touch ups, 3D. I usually just pick smoothing and then do like 14, 15 because I feel like AI is a little bit too much. But if you don't like the beauty mode, you can just turn it off. See the difference? Anyway, what's so cool is that aside from the beauty mode that you can use before taking a photo, you can also do this. So this is a photo that I've taken from a while back, but this phone has a dedicated beauty mode for it. You can beautify, and this is awesome. So do you see the difference? Like that's AI, one tap beauty mode. I don't like that, it's a little bit too much, so I'm not gonna turn that on. There's whitening, no, we don't like that, but there's smoothening. So as you can see, like my skin like changed. If I feel like that's a little bit too much, I can just like make it like a little less. There's also remove blemishes, so as you can see, it takes out blemishes. There's a slimming face option, remove dark eyes. Oh my god, I didn't realize I had those really dark bags. But you see the difference, yeah? Here. And then aside from that, there's even teeth whitening. And this is built in. I didn't have to install this. It's already there. There's also portrait mode, but that can be messy, but never mind that as long as you're cute in the photo. I'm kidding. So this is walking and talking. I'm shooting with the Realme 6i right now. Wait, my dogs are... Wait. Right, so as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by these dogs. This is the front-facing camera of the Realme 6i, and it's actually pretty loud. That's impressive. It also only shoots in 1080p at 30 fps. There are no zoom ins or outs with the selfie camera. There is no live beauty mode, but there are different filters. What? Now on to the rear cameras. I'm now shooting 1080p 30 fps. You can bump up to 60 fps, and yeah, this is the dog on my lap. They're all staring at me. Hi, wait, let me get more sample shots. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, wait. That's some butt smelling. Hi, Chu. Also walking this phone, there are no built-in like ultra steady modes, so yeah. The Realme 6i is a capable phone. I'd classify this phone's performance as a budget device that packs mid-range shooters. This phone retails for 7,990 pesos for the 3GB 64GB version. The one I tested, the 4GB 128GB version, retails for 9,990 pesos. That's 10 pesos shy of the 10,000 peso threshold. This still makes the Realme 6i cheap by general smartphone standards, but not so cheap when you look at Realme standards. This is probably why I somehow feel a little underwhelmed by this phone, despite it being an okay phone, all things considered. Basically, it's Realme's fault. Realme set the bar so high with devices like the Realme 5 or the Realme 5i and even the Realme C3 that were all high-performing but were priced cheaper, that looking at the pricing for this device seems like it's a little bit more expensive. So that's something to think about. Nevertheless, this is a capable sub 10,000 peso smartphone. What really excites me is that this is just the bottom tier of the Realme 6 line. Like I mentioned earlier, there are 3 Realme 6 phones coming out, and if you're willing to shell out a little more, there are 2 more devices, the Realme 6 and the Realme 6 Pro, that are both promising to be very capable devices. Anyway, if you want to check it out, the Realme 6i is on sale now. I'll put the links down below. They also have sales coming up, so check that out. Another thing that Realme announced would be the Realme Band. I have a review of that. I'll link it down below and up here. And yes, this is a very cheap wearable, so you can check that out for yourself too. That's it for today's video. If you have questions, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to know more about my day-to-day or how I use this tech on a daily basis, you can find me on social media. That's at Cisa Said. I hope you guys are safe and healthy and at home. Until next time, bye!